YouTube, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we got another short read. This is Simulator Part 4, Simulator Criminal. Okay, deposit your soul coins and let's get started into today's short read. Alright guys, let's hop right into the video, y'all. This right here, we got 10 reads, okay, and we got one favorite, and we're going to change that today, okay? Let's hop right into this story, yo. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, Markus now knew what that feeling was. Skull's grip on his arm tightened as he faced the choice. Drugs or beaten up? Which one will he choose?
Well,
Skull said. If I get caught with that briefcase, Markus said.
Don't get caught. Simple as that.
Skull picked the case up and pushed it into Markus's chest. He turned and sat down in his chair.
10 a.m. at Doxford Park. I expect you here with the money by past now. Lee.
Bodyguard opened the door for Markus, and while in shock, he slowly left the office and was escorted out of the club. He stood on the empty street. Silence filled the air as every building was shut down for the night. He ordered himself a taxi, and while waiting, he thought about the drugs in the case and the dangerous job he needed. The taxi came and dropped him off. He lay in bed with thoughts keeping him up. How had this happened? How had a game gotten him into this situation? He needed answers. Markus jumped out of bed and sat down in front of his computer, which when he turned it on, immediately opened up the simulator, which he quickly shut down. He googled the name of the simulator, but despite checking for 10 minutes, he found nothing. He tried looking up anything related to life simulators, but found nothing. He decided to Google Diabolic Games, which at least gave him some information, but not good news. Diabolic Games founder commits suicide. Mark Diaboli was found dead in his office last night. The founder of the game studio, which is known for apps such as Sparks Buzz, Pilot Sim, and Horror Movie Tycoon, is believed to have committed suicide after he was found slumped over his computer with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The struggling company has been going through financial difficulties and will enter liquidation later today, and their new game, which was in development, is now canceled. This is just one of many tragic events to rock our city. Earlier in the week, a middle-aged couple was murdered not long after the suicide of their son. Markus looked at the date when the article was published, and it was the morning his mother woke him up with the phone call telling him about the break-in. This meant that when he got the invitation to the simulator, as the night Mark Diaboli had committed suicide. He sat back in his chair and tried to process all of the information. He yawned and checked the time, and when he noticed it was 3 a.m., decided that he needed some sleep before doing a drug deal or whatever. At 8 a.m., Markus woke up with dark bags under his eyes and feeling like he had never even slept. He got dressed with shaky hands. He looked at the briefcase in the corner and his stomach dropped. It was almost time for Markus to leave, so he picked up the briefcase, looked at himself in the mirror, and did not like what he seen. Walking down the street, Markus couldn't help but think everyone was staring at him, and somehow knew what he was carrying. The town was busy, and as he walked, he could feel the burning of eyes judging him. The park was quiet. Walking down one of the many paths, Markus kept looking around, nervous about getting caught. A man wearing a tracksuit was sitting on the bench smoking a cigarette. The stranger turned to look at Markus and stood up as he approached.
Markus?
The man said. Yeah, Markus said. Markus handed the man the briefcase, which he opened and checked the contents.
Perfect,
the man said. He reached into his pocket and gave Markus a stack of notes before leaving. Shoving the money into his pocket as fast as he could, Markus quickly walked away. It didn't take him long to reach the club. He arrived 10 minutes early. Skull was in his office working in front of a laptop when Markus entered.
Do you have the money?
Skull said. The friendly persona is now gone. Markus put the money on the table, and Skull quickly put the money on his desk before handing some notes over to Markus.
I'll phone you later to discuss the next delivery,
Skull said. How many more do I have to do? Markus said.
As many as we need you to do. Goodbye.
Markus was led away by the same guard as last time. This was his life now. A mafia's plaything. This wasn't the Godfather. Weeks went by and Markus made the same journey every few days to different locations and handed all sorts of drugs over to different men. The anxiety slightly reduced over time, but so did Markus's alcohol intake. It seemed every night he was nursing expensive whiskey to try and ground himself into the new life. He still streamed on Twitch and was getting very successful over on that platform. 2 weeks after his first delivery, he was an affiliate and was about to hit partner. He managed to keep his criminal doings secret for now. The gang paid him well, which was positive, but he felt lonely. He had kept away from the simulator. It had caused enough damage, possibly killing its creator. It wasn't until 3 weeks later that he was eating dinner in his brand new 4-bedroom house, which he couldn't believe he was in a position to buy. He sat at his table eating when he got a notification on his phone. He had an email. He opened it up and it was from the simulator. "We miss you. It's been too long. Please continue your journey." Markus deleted it and continued eating. He was washing his plate when he thought about that email. Before he knew it, he was in his new bedroom with a king-size bed. He sat down at his computer and opened the simulator. I shouldn't have been changed, but when it loaded, it had progressed a few times. As Markus read it, he was shocked to find out that it was the splitting double of the journey he had been on since he first made contact with Skull. He finally understood this. The game was in control. He was fed up and angry. This thing had ruined his life and been a miracle at the same time, but he would rather be dead than be a drug delivery boy any longer. He had played lots of life sims before and knew in the criminal path there was always an option to leave. However, he had so much anger towards Skull that he wanted him to pay. Markus clicked gang and a list of options came up. He went down the list and found the one he wanted. Become a snitch. He clicked it and confirmed the choice. He had to collect evidence against the gang to get them arrested and have them get away. His phone started ringing. To be continued. Yo, man. We voting on there, man. We voting on there. Listen, this simulator is heat, man. Like, simulator is really heat. Look, simulator power, simulator choose wisely. Yo, simulator criminal. Yo, bro, they are all here, man. Yo, I'm really diving into these stories, and I'm really loving each one that you are producing. Yo, TheUnRule, Lee, please give yourself a pat on the back, man. You are doing your thing with these stories, man. Yo, I know each and every one of you guys out there that are listening to these stories and or reading them are enjoying them yourself. So why not go on ahead and click the link in the description so you can read this, and click TheUnRule Lee's link so that you can go on ahead and follow him on Twitter. Yo, this sun is mad bright, bro. Mad bright, yo. But y'all, if y'all enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Don't be afraid to hover and haunt that like button. Subscribe today to become part of the Soul Gang. Team Nephilim, let's get it. Tap that notification bell to know each and every time that I'm uploading these videos. And guys, remember, to be good at the game, you gotta kill with skill. And until our next nightmare, guys, peace. Love you guys.